Despite significant growth in the number of women working in technology and IT roles, female representation in the sector has stalled over the last number of years. The number of women in important IT and technology roles has always been dramatically low than that of men. While employers are trying their utmost to employ more women in the sector, there seems to be a lack of women entering, which many say it's mainly due to IT and technology being deemed as a male-dominated subject to study at school. Though the tech industry is becoming more diverse and companies are creating resource groups to help them grow their diverse team, the gender gap is still an issue which needs tackling. We chat with Uzondo Abba, Communications Manager, Semicolon, and she shares with us what she thinks we can do to increase the number of women in technology.
Obvious stereotypical challenges, it's that there are other factors that limit women who are interested in coming into the tech ecosystem, and then there are other factors that restrict women who are already in the tech ecosystem but they find it a bit difficult to push career-wise, to grow career-wise, and to express themselves in that ecosystem. So a good example would be, say, Amina from Kaduna, that is really passionate about wanting to come to Lagos and probably learn how to program, but she's restricted. She won't be able to make the journey from Kaduna to Lagos because she's single, maybe her religion does not permit it, or her parents won't accept that huge transition. So what does she do? She stays back in Kaduna and then she thinks of what to do at the end of the day. On the flip side, it could be Joy in Lagos, but she's a mother of two and she's already working, and she's trying to find the balance, the work-life balance. How does she pick up her kids after school? How does she make sure they are well attended to? How does she balance her passion with tech with her responsibilities as a mom? So yeah, those are examples of the challenges that women in tech face.
Now, would you recommend setting kind of policies that would help address some of these challenges?
Well, I think organizations should start recognizing that these are challenges. So first of all, these challenges have to be identified. Then, of course, we have to create awareness for these challenges. And we also have to start preferring sustainable solutions to these challenges. So, for example, in the case of Amina from Kaduna, what if an organization that prides itself in teaching people how to code or hiring programmers, comes up with an accommodation structure for ladies that want to, make the move from one state to another. And on the other hand, as well, for mothers that have kids and they want to find that perfect work-life balance, it's not so much of a hassle to find a way to, say, create a creche in the building on the ground floor, so that Joy from Lagos can just dash out and pick up her two kids and keep them downstairs. There's surveillance, there's security, and she knows that, okay, yeah, my kids are safe, and she can go ahead with her work.
Now, also, some parents have expressed fears that I don't want my daughter or my daughters to do this because they might become a tomboy. What's your response to such fears?
First of all, why do we not need women in technology? Women are creators, women are very innovative, women are, labeled nurturers, right? So it's very essential that we find ourselves in every sector, every organization. Tech is just one of them. So it's also a way. I also envision a day when someone wakes up in the morning and she comes out and she says, oh, I'm the lead programmer in my department, and everyone's like, oh my God, oh, fantastic. No, I have the brains to do it. I can deliver. I'm good at what I do, and so I should just be there. So is it a negative thing to be a tomboy, or is it just another stereotype that has been created that that becomes a restriction for women that are actually passionate about what they want to do and can actually do those things properly? So when are we going to start breaking down these labels? When are we going to start rising above basic stereotypes and just letting people express themselves, explore, and actually contribute to the ecosystem, which will in turn contribute to the economy at the end of the day?
Do you think girls have enough role models in the industry that they can look up to?
They have role models, but again, just as scarce as the women in tech are, there's also some level of scarcity for role models in tech as well for women. So we have a few people like Nduka, the CEO of She Codes Africa. She's doing a fantastic job. And on a global scale, we have Sheryl Sandberg, the CEO of Facebook. So these are examples of women that are actually making impact in the tech ecosystem, you know, where they tell their stories of how they actually rose to where they are right now and the obstacles that they've had to overcome. So these are fantastic women, but, you know, we need to be able to name about 10 of them on the go, and I can't even name up to 10 people off the top of my head. So we definitely need much more role models, much more female role models in tech.
Now, what are you doing to make a difference?
What am I doing to be part of the solution? Well, in my role as a brand and communications manager in Semicolon, I definitely find myself trying to be the bridge for individuals, ladies especially, out there in the tech ecosystem, and Semicolon as an organization. And it's when I interview these women and I find out that they have challenges. It's how do I walk them through these challenges? How do I use my role in Semicolon to influence uplifting the obstacles that they find themselves in? How do we make provisions as an organization to make these ladies come down and you know, join our program, join our training institution? And on the flip side, it's how do I manage the expectations of the married women as well? Because we have quite a number of married women in the facility as natives and of course as employees, as elders. So it's how do I insert myself between them and their needs and try to, you know, bridge that gap. So in my little way, it's what I do.
And are you succeeding?
Yes, I think I'm making good progress. We would have to ask some of them for how they feel about it, but I think I'm doing pretty all right.
Also, in your opinion, why do you think we need women in technology?
Yes, definitely. A good strategy would be to get girls to embrace them early enough, because by girls, we're talking about, say, ladies or girls, the age range of, say, 10 to 16, 10 to 18, thereabout. And this age range is their formative years. So when we actually try to encourage them, not force them, but encourage them to go down that route, it would definitely help with their decisions in future. And of course, the first thing is, do we even expose them to these things? Because typically, a young lady decides that she wants to go into tech when she's in her early 20s, and it's that she's already come out into the world and she's experienced all sorts of things. And then she knows, oh, tech is the way to go, or oh, I'm passionate about this, or oh, I see myself thriving in that. And 9 times out of 10, they definitely wish that they started sooner. But of course, because they still want to go down that route, they just take it up from there, and then, you know, they skyrocket to phenomenal heights. So of course, we should definitely start early. We should catch them young and, you know, propel them to that environment that they want to thrive in.
Finally, looking at the ecosystem in 5 years, what do you think would happen in terms of the number of women in technology?
Yes, there's going to be an influx of women in the tech ecosystem in 5 years. The numbers are growing now. The algorithms are showing that it's going to be really crazy. More women are getting into tech. More women are dominating the tech industry. And it's not just the technical aspect. It's not just a woman that wants to be a programmer, or a woman that wants to be a designer, or a woman that wants to be a software engineer. It's women that are occupying different roles, but in a tech organization. So yes, in about 5 years, we're going to be having a lot of female CEOs of tech organizations, COOs, and you know, all of those executive roles are going to be dominated by women. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be here for it.
Well, time will tell. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I've been chatting with Uzo Uba, Communications Manager, Semicolon. I agree with her that ladies can be just as successful as guys in the industry. So we must do all we can to increase the number of women participating in the industry. And for the women already doing well in the industry, I encourage you to be more visible so that you can serve as a source of inspiration for more girls. We've come to the end of the show. But it doesn't end here. The conversation continues online. We are Tech Trends TV on social media. Also, you can watch the entire show on the Channels TV YouTube account or via cfablog.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.